Oh, sure. Yeah, well, we all use 0 and the 9 symbols, 1 through 9, to write all numbers in our daily lives today. But we don't realize how much thought over hundreds, even thousands of years went into developing the numbers that we write today, in which 0 is, of course, the most important aspect. So we are able to write all numbers, however large they are, just using the 10 symbols, 0 through 9. And that development took thousands of years. It went through various stages and originated in India, which is why we call it the Indian number system or the Hindu number system today. Hindu number system Hindu refers not to the religion, but to the people who developed the system thousands of years ago. And that's what's now used around the world. So in ancient Indian philosophy, there's this notion of shunyata, and that's really the philosophical idea behind the 0 developing. Shunyata referred to the state of zeroness that you were trying to achieve in meditation, emptying one's mind of sensations and emotions and thoughts. And that philosophical idea eventually started being notated down in linguistics as an empty sound, and then eventually it came into mathematics as the empty number, the number that signifies nothing. And that was a revolution in world mathematics, recognizing 0 as a number just like any other number. And that's what allows us to write any number now using just 10 symbols. This is the system that developed in India over thousands of years, and now it's taken over the world.
You mentioned a few references from ancient Indian texts that allowed the popularization of this. Would you like to mention some of them for the audience?
Sure. Yeah, 0, even though it was invented by mathematicians like Brahmagupta, who really wrote out the rules for the arithmetic operations on 0. 0 plus any number is that number, 0 times any number is 0. These were rules that were written by Brahmagupta for the first time, recognizing 0 as a number. But the fact that 0 had made its way into the minds of non-mathematicians, that the common people were using 0, is evidenced by the fact that many non-mathematical books and literature talked about 0. So there's this famous novel, Vasavadatta, from the 4th century, written by Subandhu. It's a novel filled with similes and metaphors and beautiful ornate language. And at one point it describes the stars in the sky as being 0 dots on a blue rug in the sky. At that time 0 was written as a dot, not as a circle. And then over time, as 0 started being recognized as a number just like any other number, that dot started getting bigger and bigger. And now we write it as a circle, as big as any other number. But the 0 dot was used as the symbol for 0 already in the 4th century by common people, by everybody, not necessarily mathematicians and scientists, as is evidenced by this appearance in this novel from the 4th century.
You mentioned some references in Yajurveda and others. Would you like to mention them as well?
Yeah, another very important philosophical breakthrough in ancient Indian philosophy was the study of very large numbers. So in the Yajurveda there are names for all numbers up to 10 to the 12. In other words, one with 12 zeros after it. In most other cultures, people didn't talk about numbers more than the hundreds or the thousands. And here in ancient India, they were thinking about one with 12 zeros after it, numbers that big. And in fact, in a lot of Buddhist literature, there's a story in the Lalita Vistara where Buddha is described as telling the numbers all the way up to 10 to the 53. In other words, one with 53 zeros after it. He says that that's equal to a talakshana, and he has names for all the numbers up to 1 talakshana, which is one with 53 zeros. So this idea, these philosophical ideas of large numbers and of 0 being something that is not just nothing, but is something that should be written and thought about, these two philosophical streams really are what led to developing the way we write numbers in the modern world.